What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another on your Honda Rebel 500. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another bike upgrade and DIY. This time I'm going to show you how to adjust your shift lever on your Rebel 500, and I'm also going to be installing a hill shifter from T-Rex Racing. So let's get to it. So how do we adjust the shift lever on a Rebel 500? And why would we? Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'd already adjusted it once and I've put it back just to show you. So from the factory, the shift lever is pretty even with the front peg. And if you're like me and you have a big foot, I wear a size 13. And this presents a little bit of an obstacle. I have to tilt my foot way up to get it under the shift lever. And what I had resorted to was kind of holding it off to the side and then doing this with my foot. And by the way, these are Indy Ridge boots. I'll do another video talking about those. But that was pretty tight. So I'm going to show you simply how to raise this. And then I've got a surprise. I'm going to put on a hill shifter. And I'm going to show you how we do that also. Adjusting the position of the shift lever up and down is really pretty simple. So this is going to be your connecting rod here. And there are two jam nuts, one at the top and one at the bottom. They are 10 millimeter. You want to turn and loosen those. You push it to the rear to loosen it. And it may be tight the first time you do it. That's fine. Just loosen it all the way down. And then do the bottom one the same way. One is reverse threaded, so don't overthink this. Push it to the rear away from the front on both of them to loosen it. Now that that rod is loose and those jam nuts are loose, you simply turn the rod. Turn it clockwise and you will see the shifter going down. If you turn it counterclockwise, you will see that the shifter is going up. Now that rod does have a maximum limit, and I had mine pretty much way up there, about like that. And that did help my ability. Now you see it's almost even with my toe, and I could just slip it under with my big old boot. And that's worked, but I think I may like a heel shifter where I can just simply change by pressing down with my heel for up and then down to shift down on the front. So we're going to put on a heel toe shifter from T-Rex. Once you have this adjusted to the right height, though, you're going to want to tighten these nuts back up. You just spin them back towards the front, and then you're going to snug them down. And you don't need a lot of pressure here. Just hand tight, little snug, not going to strip anything, not going to break anything. Like that. Yeah, see, that one's a little too loose. I've went too far with it. So that's the danger. And with a big foot, this is why I have literally decided to go with a heel toe shifter. Because now I'm going to have to get this guy back in here. Not a problem. Don't freak out. Loosen the bottom nut again. Okay. All is well. All right, it's in there. I'm going to turn it clockwise to restart it. Don't cross thread it. Okay. Now, and that was one of the reasons I wanted a heel toe shifter, is I knew I was on the last couple threads on where I had this positioned, but I'm going to just leave it a little loose. I'm going to get the heel toe shifter on, and that'll allow me to adjust this back down and have the heel toe shifter up here, and it has its own adjustment as well. So let's get to it on that one. Okay, this is the heel toe shifter. I ordered it from Amazon. It is from T-Rex. I'll put a link in the description, and again, it's an affiliate link, so if you buy it, it doesn't cost you extra, but I make some money. But T-Rex, and it's really going to be a pretty simple install. The only thing that we need is a 10 millimeter again to take out these bolts, and then our Allen screw right here if we want to adjust the position of the heel shifter. First thing we're going to do is remove these bolts and take off this clamp that clamps the heel shifter to the shift lever that's already on the motorcycle. Again, 10 millimeter traditional thread, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Don't lose your washers. You'll need to put them back on. Okay. And the bracket comes off, and there's a spacer. All right. Bracket, spacer. There we go. Now let me show you what it's going to look like on the bike. All right. So we have foot rest, foot peg, front shifter, and this is the bolt that attacks the shift lever and the shift arm to the mount. We don't have to loosen that. This simply goes over it. There's a hole, a circle, and it's going to go like that right there. That's it. And the spacer will go on one side and the clamp will go on the other. Let me show you what it looks like before we get that positioned. Let's see. So you can see, right? And you see there's a gap on the back side. That's where the spacer goes, and then the clamp's going to go on the other side. That's how it works. Now let me get those bolts on. Alrighty, now let's hold 4 things at one time plus start a bolt. So the spacer again is going to go on the back side here. I'm going to use my finger to kind of just hold it in place, line it up. Probably can't see that with my arm in the way. Hold on. Maybe that's better. Okay. So we're just going to get the top one started, lined up. Then we'll worry about the bottom one. Okay, your clamp bracket goes here. Bolt with a washer. And again, this is, you got to use multiple hands here. I'm not going to lie. Everyone on YouTube makes stuff look simple. Sometimes it's not. I mean, it's not hard, but it's also not easy to do with just 2 hands. All right, let's take a break here. Let me figure out a better way to hold this thing. All right, I see why I was struggling. So one side of this bracket is flat and level, and the other has a taper. The taper goes on the bottom. All right, I have it started just hand tight. I'll zoom in here. All right, so just hand tight. Now I'm going to get over to the bottom and get the bolt in there, and then make sure everything's lined up and tighten them down. And that nothing's cross-threaded. Please make sure you don't cross-thread anything. All right, let's see. Bottom one is started. Don't know that you can actually see it, but yeah, the bracket's in the way. You get the point here. It's right there, if you can see it. Bottom one started. Let's get it tightened down. All right. Shifter's tightened down. Make sure you get it to clamp all the way. You might want to add some blue thread locker on there. I may come back and do that. Rear, front. Right now they're kind of parallel. To adjust it still is going to be the same way. You can adjust the overall height by doing this one. You see it lowers the rear, brings up the front. But I'm going to go back and give it some thread, because that was my concern, was I was on the last thread. So let's bring that front shifter back down level. So pretty close. I go a little bit more. All right, so oops, this way. Okay. Now I feel like I've got a good bit of thread in there. It's not exactly even. Let's see if I can even it up. Top and bottom. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. So we're going to tighten these back down. Tighten that back down. And now the heel shifter, you loosen this and it rotates to bring it up. It's it's getting ready to rain. I'm gonna have to go ride and see where I want both pegs at and just fine tune the adjustment for myself. So we'll do that after it rains. But here we go. T-Rex heel shifter, Honda front shifter, factory pegs. Here is the clamp that holds it on, and again, it just locates on that bolt back there. So feels pretty sturdy. Let's give it a test. All right, I've got about 80, 90 miles with the heel shifter on. Let me kind of show you how I have it adjusted now. And no, I don't wear these when I ride, but you can see it's back here. The front shifter is just at my toe, so it's easy to just hit down. If I wanted to get under it, I still could. And then on the heel shifter, usually when I'm riding, I've got my foot back a little more, and that makes it real simple to just tap it or tap it forward. Really like this upgrade. Again, I still got a really big foot, but this definitely gives me more room and leverage to shift with. Super happy with it. I will also remind you, make sure you get this shift lever or the adjustment rod really tight. I was actually riding and it came loose because I didn't tighten it enough and I did not put thread lock back on it. So that was an interesting ride home. I had to just hand tighten it every so often and get back home because I didn't take a wrench with me. Now it's super snug and I put the blue thread lock on it. Probably overkill, but I don't want that to come off again. Also a valuable lesson, carry a small toolkit with you. So anyway, T-Rex heel shifter, highly recommend if you got a big foot or you just want to be able to push down. Really nice upgrade for me. It's made it a lot more enjoyable to ride.